Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we got a little different project going on. This is Monday after the drift event. Has nothing to do with the Beamer or cars, actually. We're gonna be fixing up my BMX bike that you guys see in the channel back in the day when I used to bike. Let's see, maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half, something around then, I broke my crank. The bolt stripped out and it's not tight, and it's very loose where I can't tighten it anymore. It's just seized in there on the crank itself. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a minute. So I have two options: order new cranks, which is out of budget, or I was finally able to put that on the agenda today, where I can, sorry for all the road noise. I was finally able to put that on the agenda today where I can focus on that. I'm thinking drilling that bolt out and tapping in new threads, finding a new bolt, and saving that money, putting it towards something else. Yesterday I came out in the morning to wash all the debris off my car, all that mud, dirt from going off track a few times. I took a beginning part of the video and then the camera died on me, so I don't know if I'll be putting that anywhere. Maybe I'll throw in a little short clip, but I found my tire was out of air. Unless someone's coming over my house and purposely doing that, then I think that tire's shot. It's not worn down or anything like that, but there's definitely a leak in there. I just filled it up yesterday. Don't come out here and be like, oh, you have no threads on tread left, blah blah blah. Like, nah, that shit's, it's fine. I only put 2 laps on it. I don't know, maybe the bead didn't, fully pop on there. Who knows? But it was fine enough for it to hold air the entire day, but overnight it'll kill itself. So I think I'm just gonna fill it back up and put on a different wheel. Let's go show you the bike right now. Still haven't really unpacked, kinda lazy. I got tires there, wheels in the back. Let's see that bike. Alright guys, so back to the bike now. Still, it's a little corroded from sitting outside. Definitely can use new tires in the rear. Has a few bald spots there. And here's the crank that I'm talking about. As you can see, that shit is, as soon as it focuses, bolt is rounded off. It'll never focus. And this is not sitting flush because this is a problem. So we're gonna pop this off again, clean up the inside, try to see what we could do with this, because I feel like if here doesn't sit flush against this anyway, then this is not going to do anything with it, because if I break that off and this piece in here is bent or broken, then I'm just wasting my time. So we're gonna do a little diagnostics over here on these cranks, and let's see what we got to work with. I am noticing just now that we have a little play over here in the wheel. I'll have my buddy Quinn come over and help me out with that. I think I just gotta pop the wheel off and tighten something in here. I haven't worked on these forever, so this has all gotta come back to me. Alright, see you guys in a few. What's going on, guys? So we're back at it, got the crank off of the bike. So rather than try to destroy this thing and immediately drill it out, I have the Allen bit right here. We're gonna try to take it off, but if I just try to take it off like this, it's gonna strip out. So I have this torch that I use over here. We're gonna try to set this thing to super red hot fire and loosen it up that way. Hopefully that'll get rid of some of the corrosion that's on there already and make it that easier. Because if it comes out like this, then we have only success for the way out. We won't have to worry about re-threading any of it, and then we just have to worry about cleaning the inside spindle up. Let's see how that goes. I wish I had a cameraman with me today. Alright guys, so that actually worked out a lot better than I thought. That's all out. Came out pretty easy. I sat there maybe for 2 minutes heating this thing up until, you know, I was satisfied enough that this thing was probably burning hot. Came right out, hammered the socket in, and no issues at all. So only a clear path from here. Now if this can stay still, see if we can zoom out a little and get that focused. Inside of there is very dirty. I tried welding this thing onto the crank a long time ago. Yeah, stupid idea. Well, now we gotta fix that and see what we can do about that. Probably gonna bust out the drill, or like maybe a thin socket that can fit in there and hammer out those welds. They're not very good, so I can only imagine them breaking off pretty easy. Maybe we can ride today. Alright guys, so we narrowed down the problem. Cranks are all good. Heated up the inside and used my drill to clean it up. Of course, this thing will never focus for me. And I hope you guys can see it. But then I realized that sits flush, and I realized the problem was never that. It was this right here. And that's why I didn't want to fix it originally. It's too expensive for me for this bike right now, because those were brand new. Let me show you on the other side what I'm talking about. So this is what that's supposed to look like. This little bolt right here in the middle puts tension on this, pushes it in, and then you would tighten this. All one contraption there, and that's why that side kept falling off. This I don't know how, but my brother was using the bike, he came back, and then after that it was the cranks kept falling off. So I don't know where this bolt went, but it snapped in that. It snapped right here. Hopefully you guys can see with this lighting, but it broke off right there. It's still stuck in there, and that's why I remember like always pushing off this project, because it's a pain in the ass. So what I actually have to do now is, yeah, I took care of the cranks, great, but now I gotta spend forever drilling this out and figuring out how to fix this. I'm just thinking of kind of to mock up some. I'm gonna drill it out, try to figure out the exact same pitch as this, so I can make them the same bolt and whatnot. And then over here I'm gonna try get a bolt that's similar to this. If I can find something wide enough or perfectly seats this, great. If not, then I'm gonna get a heavy duty bolt with a heavy duty washer, or kind of fab up my own plate with the steel that I have to mock the same system up. And we could actually reuse the last bolt, this piece right here. But this, now we have to drill that out and make the same bolt on the other side. See you guys in a few. I'll keep you updated. Alright, so we used a 1/4 inch drill to drill out this section right here. This is the good crank. I took out the bolt that was in here I'm about to go to the local hardware store to figure out what thread pitch it is, get a tap and die set, so we can work on that. This side where we drilled it out, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you definitely can't see that. It's perfect, literally like on the threads. We just barely hit them, barely damaged. So my buddy right now, he's coming over with his Mustang. He's gonna work on his control arm. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm gonna actually have him drive me to the local hardware store. I'm not driving on this flat, and I don't feel like taking my car out. Yo.
That must be low.
So he brought his Honda today. I need you to take me somewhere first.
Where?
Ace.
Where?
Ace.
Bro, I couldn't tell you this shit first, bro.
Is this thing automatic, dude?
Kinda. I don't
Oh, it's probably that Tiptronic.
Tiptronic? Oh, God.
Oh, shit. Don't run her over.
There's parking right there. I just didn't want to fucking wait for her to walk by because that shit's gonna take that long.
A few minutes. Alright, guys. So I borrowed my buddy's tap and die set. It uses a special. Where's that at? It's a M8 by. Let's see if it focuses. M8 by 1 thread pitch. Nah, it's getting the bite. There you go. Anyway, let's see if you can get a close up of how that looks. M8 by 1. Went out to a local hardware shop and got that. Put on some nice threads in there. Yeah, lighting's not that good. Anyway, we put on some threads in there. I couldn't clean up this centerpiece as good as it needs to be, so it won't fully seat, as you can see. So that's going to be an issue. So I hit up my buddy. He has an extra, the whole assembly for this. All right, so he gave me a banging deal. He gave me the crank arm and spindle, that one too, a whole set. Nothing crazy. It's an Eastern one. Don't really know much about it, other if it's fine. You won't believe how much I spent on it. $10 for the whole thing. I thought I was gonna have to like pull out cash from the ATM for this shit, but he hooked it up. About to go to, as soon as I get this thing on, hopefully it fits fine, Tenafly Skate Park. We'll be out there riding with him, having some fun, shredding some, I would say shredding some tires, but that's for the Beamer. Alright guys, I'll catch you in a few. Gonna be putting this shit on now. Pretty simple.